sure. I don't know how well this thing is working, but we'll give it a try, right? Okay, so I wrote some stuff down on paper today. I'm gonna post some links if I remember to, or if I don't get too busy. First thing I want to talk about is autism and vulnerability. There's a man from Great Britain, and I'm gonna look up his channel real quick. I do have access to the internet, thank goodness. Alright, it's called The Aspie World. TheAspieWorld. And the one I want you to look up is called Autism and Vulnerability. This is why we are vulnerable. Mostly we're vulnerable because of the fact that you guys know you can get away with doing this stuff to us. You know that we're easy to victimize. You know that nobody's going to listen to us already. That's what makes us so easy to victimize. We are prone to abuse, and also something you might want to pay attention to, or you might not want to know, but we're actually a lot less likely to get violent than you are. But you call us mentally ill. That's a death sentence, folks. That's a lifetime of cruelty that the rest of y'all don't gotta go through. The fact that autistic people are now being told they should wear signs that say that they're autistic. You know? Wouldn't it be better to educate people? Autistic people are the most real folks you're ever going to meet. I don't understand how you don't get that. There's a lot more to go into than that. I mean, there's the numbers as far as the disabled and the homeless. Their number one victim is on everybody's list. 51% of those killed in 2019 by police. 51% of them were disabled. 49% of them were homeless. That's a lot bigger numbers than any other groups. I also wanted to talk about the sheriff in Chapel, Nebraska, or the guy who's running for sheriff in Chapel, Nebraska. His name is James Hammond. According to what I was reading today, he was claiming that 19 deputies have left since Scott DeCosta became sheriff. 19 of them. I had guessed it over 20, but 19 is pretty fucking close. Um, a lot of people fear Scott DeCosta. Some of the deputies, myself. That's something that Mr. Hammond could and should address. I think he should also come forward about the orders that he had, whatever they were from Scott DeCosta. Whoa, hold on a second. I'm sorry, I'm pretty tired. I also want to talk about sexism, how it's programmed into Facebook algorithms now. People are allowed to talk trash about men. It is trash talking. Women are more likely to assault men than the other way around. Women are 11 times more likely to be stalkers. But what man is going to turn in a woman? Do you have any idea how powerful ostracization really is? When you ostracize somebody, when a whole group of people does that, it's horrible. It feels horrible. It's even worse when you didn't do it. It's even worse when it's not just ostracizing. Now, if you look at the numbers, men are more likely to get arrested. Most of the men that I know, if they're getting hit by a woman, they'll just take it. That's all they'll do is take it. And they can't say nothing because then they got to deal with the whole, you got beat up by a girl. Man, just leave me alone, you know? Yeah, I got beat up by a girl. I think it's fine. I think it's fine that I did not defend myself. But I also think that I should have the right to do so. If I'm being assaulted, I should have the right to defend myself no matter who it is. Turns out the only person I'm allowed to defend myself against is if it's a homeless person in a worse situation than me. And in that case, they'll probably arrest both of us. A lot of this sexism, if you type stuff on Facebook, if you change the word men to women, you'll have 30 people hate bombing your shit until they take it down, claiming that it's hate speech. What do you mean? I just changed one word. And it's not out of hypocrisy that I do these things. It's to show that that's really the way that it is. The way that the law is written and the way that it actually is in real life are not the same. People have bias in real life. We're not all pre programmed machines that are all the same. Thank goodness we're not all the same. Now, apparently, former Deputy Hammond is not happy with Scott DaCosta, the sheriff of Chapel. Maybe James Hammond be willing to come forward about the things that he did and why. It'd be great if James Hammond was actually interested in cleaning up that town, cleaning up that county. Now, there's another thing I want to bring up. Meth is horrible everywhere. It is all over the place. You're not going to find a place where there's not meth. It's infiltrated every city and every town. It's everywhere. Now the heroin, on the other hand, the heroin's real bad in Oregon. It's real bad in Washington State. It's real bad in California. And a lot of these places, what they do is they'll buy these heroin addicts bus tickets to wherever they want to go. Just get the hell out of our town. So they go to the other places where people say, hey, this place was nice, or that place was nice. And those heroin addicts come in, and they want their heroin. Of course, they got their connects from elsewhere, so next thing you know, Boulder's all saturated with it. A lot of towns are getting saturated with heroin right now. It's horrible. We need body cameras on cops at all times, alright? That's not off topic at all. But the same thing needs to go for judges and public pretenders. And those recordings should never be allowed to be destroyed. These people have the power to prevent you from turning them in. So, what do? There's a statute of limitations. They know exactly what they got to do in order to get a hold of your evidence and destroy it. They broke a lot of laws. Police all over the country do this. That's why you can't go in alone, especially if you're disabled, especially if you're homeless, especially if you're a male. Those right there, those are the top three things that'll make you assumed guilty before anything else. We live in a world where horrible people do horrible things every day, and supposedly good people look the other way. Why wouldn't they? They don't want it happening to them. I don't like Hammond. I really don't. Now, when I was released from the Scottsbluff jail, because they don't ever send you straight from prison back to the real world, they give you a cool down period in a local jail. I never should have been there. Scott DeCosta was running around telling everybody I was schizophrenic, and so was William Barr. They played on that real heavily. Here on my YouTube channel, you get to hear a woman who is qualified to diagnose me as schizophrenic, and she says outright that I am not. What Scott DeCosta did was completely wrong. And James Hammond is not a deputy there anymore. I was told that when I was released from the Scottsbluff County Jail, because Scottsbluff County Jail was not going to let them just drop me off there. I was a Deuel County prisoner. Deuel County was coming to get me, and that's the way that it was going to be. They made Deuel County come and get me. And on the ride back, the officer who had to give me a ride back to chapel, he said I should be happy because Hammond is no longer with the department. No, I'm not happy about that. I want all these bastards in jail. See, for most of these guys, making a mistake is not against the law. Trying to cover it up is, however. Now, Mr. Hammond, walking into the hornet's nest that he walked into, maybe he actually is a good cop. I doubt it. I really do. I mean, that blue wall of bullshit is a motherfucker. He's still on the other side of that blue line. No matter how much I want to try to trust any cop, that is simply the way that it is. One bad cop can charge you with bogus bullshit. And next thing you know, every fucking cop is out to arrest you. Now, sometimes they're just local warrants. So if you go back to the area, they'll arrest you. It's too easy. They have too much power. it's too easy for them to try to pin every goddamn thing on homeless people. And those homeless people, they never get an honest chance in fucking court. What they're found guilty of most is what? Not fucking freezing to death. Holy shit, a lot of the laws in this country, you need to look them up. The stuff that you're telling us to do, you guys are telling us your great and wonderful and mighty ideas that you have for the homeless, they don't work. You're telling us to do things that are against the law. Now, they might not be against the law for you to do in your own home, but we're not in our own homes. We're the people that your society cast away. We are the people that your society does not want to pay. We are the ones that your society blames for everything. We are the ones who are railroaded in court more than any others without actual representation. See, here's something about our First Amendment rights. My First Amendment rights were not observed in any court date. There's a big difference between not wanting somebody there and trying to run them off. If James Hammond is willing to work with the Nebraska State Patrol and have Scott DeCosta arrested for his crimes, I will cooperate fully. But Hammond's got to fess up to where he fucked up. And if he can do that, fuck yeah, I'd even vote for him. If he can actually show that he's trying to clean that shit up. But what is he actually doing? Is he trying to bring back a bunch of them old deputies that really screwed up? They covered for Scott DeCosta and they should not have. Every single one of them knows it, and all of them need to speak out. Yeah, that's their boss, Scott DeCosta. That don't make it okay for them to break the law. Every one of those officers knew that there was a conflict of interest. Every fucking one of them. Then there's the fact that they just simply wouldn't investigate any of the crimes against me. It's horse shit. Now, I got 3 people here in Oregon who are missing. One of them's been missing since a couple of days before I got to Oregon. 2 of the other ones have been missing for over a year. When I get paid, I'll probably try to travel to those places and see what I can find out, you know. It scares me that so many people have disappeared. I need their words. More than food, more than money, more than anything else, I need their words. I need them to tell the truth. Even if they're angry, even if they hate me. They're not going to say anything that's surprising to anybody who watches all my videos because, yeah, I admit to everything. Everything that I did, I admitted to. So anything that these folks want to say, well, you can go back through my videos and find those situations. Please stop killing us. We're human beings too. I get that we're not all the pretty blonde white girls that y'all like so much. We're not the folks with fat wallets that actually matter to you, like Hollywood. God, you guys really go off about that, don't you? Or that, what was it, Miss USA or Miss America or something that took a swan dive off a skyscraper? Y'all care more then than you do when it's your own friends. There's a lot of numbers I was going to throw at you, but I'm pretty tired. I'm exhausted. On the bright side, I was able to get some gas in my vehicle, so it's good. I get paid in about a week, so as long as I can hold out till then. It ain't much to live on, but it's more than nothing. And at least where I'm at, I don't have to deal with tweakers or heroin addicts. See, here's my problem with tweakers and heroin addicts. And I do mean it's my problem, not theirs. It's my problem. I see them as people, and when people need help, who am I to turn them down? People say, Sean, you just need to take care of you. But you know what? I've had enough of my friends overdose. I've had enough of them that have been murdered. I've had enough of them that have gone missing. I'm sick of it. And I'm sick of cops not doing shit about it or taking part in increasing the numbers. Murders of homeless people are up 60% last year from the year before. 60%. That's a fucking shit ton.